Welcome to buying your first HF ham radio. In this video, we're going to walk through the exciting but sometimes overwhelming world of HF transceivers. You will learn how to plan your budget, pick essential features, and match your operating style to the right gear. The ultimate goal? Get you on the air, making worldwide contacts without frustration or regret. Whether you're dreaming of working rare DX, operating from a mountain summit, or joining your first contest, this presentation will give you the tools to start strong. Getting on HF is a major milestone for any amateur radio operator. Unlike VHF and UHF handhelds, HF rigs unlock the ability to talk to stations across the globe, from Japan to South Africa, using nothing more than a simple wire antenna. This opens a world of exploration and community. However, it's also a serious investment. Most starter setups run into the four figures. Without a clear plan, new operators often experience buyer's remorse, overwhelmed by technical details, or limited by poor equipment choices. That's why we emphasize planning. Matching your budget, operating style, and feature set not only saves you money, but maximizes the excitement of your first year on HF. Let's explore how to make a smart choice. Want to take your amateur radio experience to the next level? Join the American Radio Relay League. As a member, you'll gain access to a wealth of resources like the ARRL Learning Center, where you can build your knowledge, earn certificates, and upgrade your license. You'll also receive 4 exclusive digital magazines, including QST and On the Air, to keep you up to date on the latest ham radio news, techniques, and stories. We're also your voice in Washington, D.C., fighting to protect our valuable amateur radio spectrum and services. Looking to make a difference? The ARRL connects you with public service opportunities so you can help your community when it matters most. Don't wait. Visit arrl.org/join and become part of the ARRL community today. And right now, use code APE1 with a standard 1-year or 3-year membership to get this hydration sling bag, perfect for carrying your gear, absolutely free. Budget is critical when planning your first HF station. Entry-level analog rigs, especially used ones, can be had for $300 to $600 and offer reliable performance if you accept limited DSP, digital signal processing, potentially not having built-in tuners, and no sound card interface. A jump to $650 to $1,000 gets you into modern SDR-style hybrids, a sweet spot for many newcomers. These rigs feature color waterfalls and more intuitive digital signal processing. Investing $1,000 and above opens access to all-band, all-mode SDRs with powerful filtering, built-in tuners, and USB connectivity. Key advantages for digital mode enthusiasts and contesters alike. Remember, pricing can vary wildly depending upon rebates, bundles, and used market conditions, so it pays to shop intelligently. When choosing your first HF rig, specific features significantly affect your on-air success and enjoyment. First and foremost, 100 watts of output power is vital. It gives you the edge to break through crowded DX pileups and optimally drive most antenna systems. Modern digital signal processing, or DSP, is a must-have. Advanced noise reduction and automatic notch filters make operating less tiring and allow for weak signals to pop up out of heavy interference. Finally, a built-in antenna tuner and real-time band scope or waterfall display are immensely helpful. They allow you to match a wider range of antennas easily and spot open frequencies at a glance, saving time and maximizing operating fun. Before pulling the trigger on your first HF rig, run through a discipline checklist. First, clearly define your needs. Are you primarily operating from home, or will you want portability? Do you need 6 meters, CW, or just SSB and FT8? Next, make sure your station is ready. Do you have an appropriate 13.8 volt power supply that can deliver 25 amps or more to your 100-watt rig? Are your antenna and feed line ready for the frequencies you want to work? Finally, if buying used, always test. Verify transmit power into a dummy load. Check receive sensitivity across bands, and expect for port functionality, smoke residue, or signs of poor modifications. Doing these steps will prevent expensive regrets. Choosing between new and used radio gear is often the first big decision in the buying process. New radios offer peace of mind with warranties, current firmware, and occasional rebates. However, they depreciate quickly. Expect a 10 to 20% loss immediately after opening the box. Used radios, on the other hand, can stretch your budget significantly, sometimes unlocking higher-tiered features for entry-level prices. But they come with risk. Unknown history, hidden damage, or subtle malfunctions. Let's talk a little bit about some popular first HF rigs and why hams love them. Among first HF rigs, the ICOM IC7300 dominates for a good reason. It's feature-packed, 100-watt SDR radio with a beautiful touchscreen, outstanding DSP, and built-in tuner that feels almost set and forget. It's a staple recommendation with thousands of tutorials and mod guides available online. The Yaesu FT891, meanwhile, excels in portable and mobile setups, boasting impressive dynamic range and a compact frame. Its cousin, the FT710, is winning hearts with a hybrid UI of blending traditional knobs with touchscreen flexibility. For adventurous, lightweight options like the ICOM IC75 and Xiegu G90 offer QRP portability. The 705 is all-band, all-mode, which is really nice. It allows you to operate differently than you do with most HF stations. These radios are ideal for summits on the air, or parks on the air, or POTA. A common beginner mistake is under-budgeting for the rest of the station. While the radio itself consumes most of the cost, roughly 60 to 70%, you should expect to spend about 20% on the antenna system. Without a good antenna, even the best radio will underperform. Don't forget about accessories either. A stable 13.8 volt power supply rated for 25 amps, an SWR meter or antenna analyzer, and possibly a better microphone or digital mode interface if you expect to run FT8 or WinLink. A realistic all-in starter budget around $1,500 breaks down to roughly $1,000 for the radio, $300 for the antenna and feed line, and $200 for accessories. Internal antenna tuners offer a huge convenience for new and seasoned operators alike. They allow for quick band changes and enable broader use of simple wire antennas without extensive retuning. Many popular HF rigs, including the Xiegu G90 with a 10-to-1 tuner, the ICOM IC7300 and the Yaesu FT710 come with highly capable built-in tuners. The 7300 and 710 offer a 3-to-1 tuner. These units are ideal for handling minor to moderate SWR mismatches. However, it's important to know their limits. For antennas that present very high SWRs, an external tuner or antenna redesign may still be needed. Smart planning ensures your station stays efficient and reliable across all bands. Starting strong as a new ham means avoiding the most common pitfalls. A major error is focusing too much on the radio while neglecting the antenna. Remember, the best rig can't overcome a poor antenna system. Another frequent mistake is mismatched power supplies. Always match your transceiver's needs. Typically 13.8 volts at 20 to 25 amps continuous for reliable operation during long transmissions on 100-watt radios. Lastly, grounding is critical for both safety and performance. A poorly grounded station risks damage from static buildup and suffers from excessive RFI. Spending a little time and money on proper grounding system pays big dividends. Built-in USB sound card interfaces have revolutionized operating digital modes like FT8, FT4, PSK31, and WinLink. Instead of juggling multiple audio cables and external interfaces, a single USB connection now carries both audio and CAT control between your radio and your computer. Radios such as the ICOM IC7300, Yaesu FT710, and Kenwood TS590SG come factory equipped with these interfaces. This dramatically simplifies setups and minimizes station cluster, making it easier and faster to get on the air with digital modes. Beyond convenience, fewer cables also mean fewer failure points. It's one of the most beginner-friendly advances in modern HF radio technology. Thank you for watching this practical guide to buying your first HF ham radio. Your journey into high-frequency amateur radio is just beginning. Remember to stay curious. HF is a massive world full of learning and discovery. Maybe you should join a local club or online club, or nets to build friendships and sharpen your skills. Most of all, have fun. From working your first DX contact to participating in your first field day, every QSO is part of your adventure. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or recommendations, go ahead and post them below and I'll do my best to respond. As always, thanks for watching.